play some lines with a3, and you have to be willing to play c5. And after a number of exchanges here, this kind of stuff occurs. Yeah. And as black, you have to be willing to play this position. It should be equal. It is equal, but it's not.
This one, I think, is actually you need to know what you're doing. But a simple way to meet a3 is just to kind of, I call it Tartakova. I just go B, you just go B6.
Right. Okay.
That's a simpler way to handle it, rather than just break with c5, which objectively is probably the best move. But you know, as black, sometimes you're willing to.
So after this, just play. This is kind of just annoying to stop this one. You just go B6,
just B6. Okay. So anything with B6, I just go B Tartakova it.
Tartakova
over it. Even
name of the variation.
Yes, even though it completely isn't. But
and I mean, the line played. You know, when I was looking at this knight bd7, I just couldn't find any way to get an edge for white.
Yeah.
And none of the top players were proving an edge. And we actually see one of the main lines here. Black goes for an exchange because he's a bit more cramped. He plays c6 because he wants to go b6, but he doesn't allow c6. Bishop d3, b6, and this is the normal idea from black.
b4.
a5.
The problem with this position is that if you memorized everything and you know what you're doing, it's just a draw.
Quite a lot of pieces on the board. I mean, is it just a draw? I mean,
it's been analysed out to like some ridiculous, quite ridiculous amount of moves.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't remember it, so you know, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't make the draw very easily, but someone that has.
Do you think it's just? I mean, there's still play. I mean, the next move is very important for Mickey. This is black's bad piece because again it's stuck. So you exchange it off for the good piece, and now castles. And
but the line that I always found a bit scary there as black was the one where they go b5.
Yeah.
Do you know, I thought just go b5 and get the. That's the one I always found.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Mickey's like analyses.
Mickey knows this also, of course.
Yeah, this is the sharp way when you try to get something to c6.
Yes.
You know, even if it costs you a pawn.
Yeah, you just
this kind of stuff. Well, it's not even going to cost a pawn.
No, he doesn't know.
But I think if you're well prepared, then it
exactly. If you're well prepared, you can neutralise it. But
that's right.
So bishop a6 quite an important. I always when the bishop comes out to a6, I have a name for that one as well.
Yeah.
You Frenched that one.
Frenched it.
You Frenched it.
French defence bishop. So
yeah, exactly, because you often do that in the French defence. You just put your bishop on a6.
Yeah.
So I have.
I mean, the plans here that black does play involves even bringing the queen over here and then bringing the bishop to c7.
Yeah.
So this is how black keeps exchanging. He puts the bishop on c7 to exchange these guys off, because obviously that bishop, the black square bishop, is worse than white's bishop. So you want to exchange it off, and you know white.
That's a really thematic maneuver in this pawn structure with the pawn on c5. You see it done in the semi-Slav and the a6 Slav.
Yes,
queen coming to c8, bishop d8, bishop c7.
Yeah, I mean white also has a little bit of space in these positions, so I mean it's easier for white to play. And I've seen some all 2700 clashes where there are decisive results, but against someone like Mickey, it's going to prove hard to get an advantage. But
I do think that now that we've crossed the halfway mark, we're going to see a lot more cautious chess.
Yeah.
I think people will start taking less risks and simply just only take the chances when they're presented to them.
Yeah, sure. Should we move on to another game? Quite an interesting one here, just position-wise. So
okay, well, let's definitely look at that one, because it's Adiban against Lance Henderson de la Fuente, which is Lance Henderson, of course, had a fantastic result last year. He scored he got his GM norm, took some scalps, and he's only 16 years old.
Very good player.
Very good player, yeah.
Adiban, very dangerous player as well, and. It's quite interesting. Just the position looked quite intriguing. It starts off as an English opening, and here black plays d6. Not one of the most common moves. I always thought that white should be playing d4 against this. That's what, as an English player, I always thought d4 was the most testing. But okay, g3 is also totally playable, and now f5. So this is like the kind of Dutch. Yeah. I would very much enjoy playing if white continued normally. I mean, if white just plays normally, I've won probably more games than in any other opening with the black pieces like this. And I've had this so many times where white bangs out the first 15 moves and then has to resign. He suddenly realises he's losing. Because white plays this kind of position with rook b1 and stuff like this. And I've had this attack literally against good players as well. White.
This is the game like Nigel Short did this to Levon Aronian in the Isle of Man.
He tried, yeah.
He tried, and then it didn't work.
No, I mean I've won more games in this attack than probably anything. It's just like straightforward attack. Suddenly around here, white realises, oh, hang on a minute, I'm doing stuff on the queen's side, so I might do something over there, but I'm actually getting mated. So it's like, whoops. So it's like, yeah, because the attack you play here is often you take here, and then you take here at some point. And this I've just won so many games like this. It's unbelievable the amount of games I've won in this sort of attack. You can take here, but it's just weird. That's quite a long way. That was quite long. But that's why I think white's next move, top players realise they can't just play willy-nilly. They can't just play these normal developing moves and suddenly like, oh, hang on a minute, this white d4 I think is a much better way to play. Just do something. Just try to stop black getting the position black wants.
Yeah, Lev likes these positions as white, but he likes to do it with the knight on f3 as opposed to the knight on c3.
Yeah.
So that's the one.
He's got a cat t-shirt.
Does he have the catastrophe one?
I don't think so. It's another one.
It's another one.
A green t-shirt with a cat on. We'll see.
But he has a dog. That's his
dog.
He has a pet dog.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. What's the name of his pet dog?
Ponchik.
Oh, very good. Yeah, that's right. It's
is
like
it? Ponchik or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
You're right.
He told a story in his YouTube interview. I don't know if anyone watched it.
Yeah.
Everyone in Armenia tends to recognise him, but he got into a taxi with his dog, and the taxi driver didn't recognise him at all. Didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And so they were sat there, and they were stuck in some traffic jam, and the dog started getting a bit stressed. And so Levon rolled down the window so the dog could get some fresh air. And people, of course, then started recognising Levon, and they're like, oh yeah, hello.
Yeah.
And the taxi driver
he's
just
incredibly
doesn't.
famous, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like chess is #1 sport.
Yeah,
and the taxi driver looks over and goes, that's a very famous dog you have.
That's a great. Yeah. What a dog! What a dog! Yeah. With dogs, the most happiest it seems. It does seem. You can't get a happier dog when they stick their head out the window of a car. You see them and they've got their tongue hanging out, and they look so happy. They've got, they look like the happiest they've ever been. They love, dogs love having their head out the window. I don't know why. It's weird.
I have to say, I love hanging around dogs. I just don't like the smell of them. That's the only thing. But dogs are amazing. They're just such happy creatures.
You should be used to sitting next to me.
Oh, Simon, you put yourself down.
Yeah, so Ponchik.
Ponchik,
yeah. So weird moves here now. Bishop e7 is normal, because I don't want to play e4 with a knight on g1.
Yeah, because the knight can get to h3 and go to f4 and
And white, and these pawns, as black, I never want to put my pawns like this because I lose a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
So bishop e7 is a good move. And again, another thing that I find a lot of amateur players playing here as white sort of takes here and takes the queen off.
And then,
and I found that
swap central,
And I found that black's actually probably a bit better here, I actually think.
Yes.
From experience, that these pawns actually give black a little advantage and the bishop can come to c7. I just, and white often does this without thinking because they, want to keep it safe, but then actually it's not a good way of playing. So the next move is peculiar. Bishop h3.
Crisis. Identity crisis from the bishop.
I know, yeah. I mean, what's
but I love the reaction.
Yeah.
The reaction was.
The reaction's pretty normal.
I just love it. It's just like on the other end. So you're going to put a bishop on h3. I'll put my knight on h6.
Right, yeah. Mirror image.
Yeah.
I mean, the knight's good on this square because you often want to play c6.
Yeah.
If the knight comes here, you don't want your knight on c6.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to play this move in a lot of circumstances. So. Knight on a6 is a good square, and if there ever is an exchange here, which I think we actually see now, the knight has very easy access. So let's have a look. Am I right in saying that I prefer these positions for black? I always have done, and you've got to stick to your guns. So actually,
no, but you're quite right. This is often a common theme in amateur games that you see them just simply they can't maintain the tension and they have to exchange.
It actually happened here as well. I mean, this is why I'm a bit surprised. But Adiban must have an idea in mind. He took off.
Well, we're saying that, yeah.
Took off the queens. You know, he goes knight f3, and
so
I mean,
I'm assuming bishop f6.
Or is there knight b4 actually here?
Knight b4, yeah.
If black can sort of organise a couple of moves, c6, bishop c7, just get castled.
Yeah.
I do prefer black in these
positions. Yeah, no, because it's a much easier position to play. You control more squares.
Yeah,
you know,
control all these guys in the centre. Very nice. So knight b4 played. I don't know if that's correct because now white just castles.
Yeah, there might be some kickback of that knight.
Yeah,
but okay.
I'm wondering why that came there, because you might want to put it on c5 instead. C5 is generally a better square. So here, you can't take the pawn
because of knight c2 check.
Knight c2 would just win, and that's why castles first should be played. And okay, I mean, as black, I don't often want to play e4, but maybe I have to here. I could go bishop s6 as you mentioned, but then
knight to d5 is a problem. Yeah.
e4's all right. E4's okay. So
okay, so knight to
d4. Or?
d4 looks good.
I'm not sure why there's knights here though. Well, why did black put the knight here when it doesn't seem to do anything, the knight there, really, does it? I mean, I actually prefer my knight here because I'm giving chance for white to expand here. Why did the knight
Maybe
go
I
to
can
d4?
just go to knight e7 and then.
Knight e7.
Oh, I have to defend on f5.
Yeah. And you want to go knight c6.
Yeah. So when you kick me back with a3, I will.
It's a funny way to maneuver a knight, isn't it?
It is a bit funny.
Okay, let's go bishop f4, so that I have knight b5 ideas. I don't really trust knight to b4, but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
I don't entirely trust it.
Yeah, then I'll have to waste time with a6, and I'm really.
Yeah. And also white does have this f3 move to now get rid of those strong pawns in the centre of the board. You often have to play this f3 move to, you know, just get rid of those black pawns. But so I don't know. Knight b4 seems a little bit strange, but
yeah, okay. Well,
it depends if black can stabilise the position a bit, doesn't it? Really. So we'll see.
Well, we have heart rate monitors on 3 boards. So that was Artemir versus Vache Legrave, Wesley So against Niels Grandelius, and another one which is Le Quang Liem against Sarah Kadem.
Yes.
And let's check out how she's doing, because she, of course, has been the star of the first half, I think.
Do you want to go for the game or current? I don't
Just
mind.
current, I think.
Okay.
We'll stick with current. And Sarah is black. Looks like a very
solid, yeah, very solid traditional position. Could be a sort of bit of a manoeuvring game.
I think
here.
it is going to be in
standard sort of Lopez position here, which we talked about before. White trying to getting on these 2 squares, trying to use the bishop, but on the other hand, black often trying to get this pawn
b4,
all the way
b6.
to b3 at some point, and has a bit of a space advantage over here. So it's a solid position.
It is a very solid position. I mean, white will either try for c3, d4, or put a knight to f5, and just it's manoeuvring a very tense battle. And of course, Le Quang Liem, he's had some very fortunate encounters. Yesterday he had a great game.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you know, but in previous rounds, he's been lucky.
Yes, he has.
He has been very lucky, but more resourceful actually.
Yeah, he's a very resourceful player. Another big test for Sarah. She has some really tough games, doesn't she?
She does,
she's doing really well so far. Kind of hope she can keep it up to get the GM.
Well,
GM
of course. So, you know, you're a strong contender for the women's prize. £15,000 first prize.
Well,
£10,000 second prize.
Yeah.
And maybe if she wins, she'll go over 2,500 and then make that requirement.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll be close.
Close to 2,500, and that's what you become a grandmaster. You have to get over 2,500 rating at some point.
At some stage, yeah. You don't have to be published, do you? You just have
to. Not anymore. No. It used to have to be published. So every 6 months, I think it was actually then. Every year. Even so, if your rating wasn't published, so 2,500, you weren't. You weren't able to become a grandmaster, so they kind of laxed it a little bit, I say. But I mean, okay, if you should be a grandmaster one day.
Of course,
without a shadow of doubt.
Absolutely.
No question about that.
And should we have a quick check up on Antipov against Saric?
Okay.
Just down at the bottom. On board 7. Right. These two players, Antipov is a very sharp player.
He is, yeah.
He loves to attack.
Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the openings. There's not many moves have been played.
No.
And quite a solid opening though today. Knight h6, the knight trying to come to control d4, d3, knight to f5, and this is where we are.
Yeah.
So I wonder if normally against this move, my knee-jerk reaction is to play h4, because now you can't play h6 to meet this move with g5. You know, you can't. So the normal response to meet this attack on the wing is to go h6 and g5. That's response number 1. Response number 2 is to go h5 to stop it, and the other one's to allow it to happen. But you get rid of 2 of black's options there because you can't move the h pawn. So I'm definitely going to get my pawn to h5 now, which I generally quite like doing.
You do allow my bishop to get to g4 because I can stop it.
Okay, bishop g4 and now d3 with a nasty little threat here. And my threat is to actually eliminate here. And then my queen is attacking the bishop. So you know, out at d3 anyway. So this would have been quite an interesting way for white to play. That's for sure. H4. I mean, let's say you continue as in the game. H5 it's an annoying little move sometimes. This one for black, because obviously if you have a castle, you're really kind of asking for it on the H4.
Particularly because you have the queen on c4.
That's
the
right.
queen,
you know, may be able to get over here at some point.
At some point, in dreams.
So,
in dreams, you know.
I mean, then it's probably game over.
It is.
You know, so it's not ridiculous playing h4, and you see this a lot. One of the most, I think, amazing. Oh, can I remember it? It was an amazing novelty by Aronium. Very quickly, I'll show you just. It's the same sort of setup, and it was like it went. I hope I can remember this. I might not be able to. It went along this line, and it was something along the lines of h4 in this position, something like this. Okay, h5, and I hope I can get this right. It was something where the rook come over here. It was unbelievable.
What?
Yeah. It was unbelievable.
That's how beginners play chess.
I know. That's
why they go h4. It's like without fail,
they
start the game h4.
I know.
The h5, rook h3, rook h6.
It was something like the rook didn't come to h4 yet. So it's something along the lines. Let's say g3 to develop.
Okay.
And now it was like this a little bit. Knight here. This was it. This was the novelty. It was bishop a3.
Yeah.
And I think it might be in this position. This was the first kind of new move, attacking here. And if b6, you
get bishop g2.
Yeah, a bit of pressure. Might not be exact position.
Okay.
Or you got queen over here as well, and this one. So now queen a5, and this is getting nipping on actually. And
this is where rook h.
This is where rook h4.
Rook h4.
Yeah, and in this position, it looks like I'm attacking the bishop. What are you going to do about that? And Aronian now played this move, sort of similar position. With the point being, if you take the bishop, then you come over here and you actually trap the queen. It's such a fun move to play.
I would laugh if my opponent ever played rook h4.
Yeah,
I would just sit there and go, what are you doing?
I know, but it's such a great little move, rook h4. You know, it's sort of
it is a great move here because you do have bishop takes c5.
Yeah,
I don't have
you simply want to go rook here and win the pawn on c5, and it's like actually quite hard. For black to deal with that, and Aronian just came up with this move, and all of a sudden black got into the tank and suddenly realised, oh, hang on a minute, this is actually quite scary. Yeah, but what a shock to have, you know, if you lose a pawn in this manner, you'd be like, hey, this doesn't deserve to work, surely.
No, exactly. I don't think that move would even be in your radar because that's just something that exclusive to.
Yeah. I mean, okay, again, I might not be exactly the right position because there's ideas like this.
But then you can go rook a4.
But it's something very similar to this. It's just an amazing idea, and again, you can see another reason why putting the pawn here can be quite useful. So, I would like to have seen the h pawn come, but white goes for a more standard setup, and we'll just update the live board as well, so you can see this game on the live board. Well, we'll move on. I think pretty soon. So it's a nice idea. I love weird ideas like that, which are totally unique. You know, I haven't seen before. Because most chess ideas I've seen, you know, to be honest, we've seen before, haven't we? in some
stage, yeah, some form or other we have seen.
But then when you see something new like that, it's like, hell, it doesn't.
But Rook H4, I mean, we see Rook A5 as a kind of 10. That's something that I've seen. Rook A6 actually is the kind of thing. A5 and I think Kramnik did it once, and I did it as well in some game when I was a kid.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it's just weird one.
So should we go back to Artemiev against Maxim? It's top.
Okay,
so this is
D6. So we had C3, Knight C6. This is another way to try to play E5.
Yeah, and we saw Bishop C4.
Good square for the bishop. You kind of want black to play this move because now black can't play E5, so that's why you put the bishop here.
And the bishop on C8 doesn't really have a great square either. You know, if you go bishop G4, you're just going to go H3 and then, you know, win a bishop pair. That's already something small.
Yeah.
So E5.
And now castles. Queen E7 and white gains some space on the queen side. B4. H6.
Bishop H4.
And keeping this bishop. Pretty normal stuff so far here, I'd say. Black trying to gain some initiative on the king side at some point with probably later on the f-pawn coming, and you can try to do all these kind of pawn pushes to start coming at the white king.
Yeah, normally you wanted to go, but you have to be careful. You don't, you know, G5 and then you kind of want to go F5 at the right time.
Yeah.
You don't really want to be playing E4 because once you play E4, you cannot then push back the bishop on H4 because it goes to G3 and then it doesn't, it has a diagonal.
Yeah, clear what I mean.
Yeah.
Early days again here, really, isn't it? So not too much.
But it's kind of interesting how you handle this because as black you're playing it a slightly different way. You'd be playing A4.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing like white is a reti on the reti side, you'd be playing for A4 and just kind of consolidating that piece on. And here it's you get that extra move, and so you can get B4.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Did we see pawn takes? What did we?
He took on
he took
D4.
on D4.
And if you're going to play this move, it's probably time to play it now because white can't recapture with a C pawn, which you'd like to do, because he keeps a nice strong centre. Because you lose a pawn, so white would have to take here. And I mean, I could see this petering out to a draw, this kind of position already. You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know, because I really like these positions as. I don't know. Actually, I got a bit inspired there. It's a good idea, because if you play this kind of formation as black against the reti, why not give it a go with one extra tempo?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll wait and see. I mean, you know, it's got a long way to go.
Definitely, yeah.
So let's go and have a look at Chucky. So Chucky is getting on, and I don't know the player of the white pieces so well. Jamie Santos.
Latasa. He lost his first round game.
Right.
He lost. I think he lost to the Chinese Ju Wenjun.
Right.
So yeah.
And we have Grunfeld. You can never predict Ivanchuk's openings.
No.
I mean,
he plays anything.
He plays everything. I mean, he literally has he knows everything.
You might as well just not prepare. To be honest, you might as well just pick up a tactic book and just go solve a few things and then enjoy yourself
Totally agree. It was the same playing Stuart Conquest, the tournament director here, Grandmaster Stuart Conquest. Whenever I played him, you know, I knew that he plays every opening. It's impossible to predict. So it's actually quite good because I know there's no point me even turning the computer on every morning off. So I don't know what he's going to play anyway. So I just won't even try to guess. And
So no, I mean it doesn't make any sense to guess. I mean, I remember once I was playing Fabiana Caruana, first round of the Isle of Man, and you know, Fabi plays everything, but he was playing E4. You know, for 3 months prior to this game, he was playing E4. So I get there and I think, okay, he's going to face my carro. So I prepare and I prepare and I prepare my carro.
Yeah.
I turn up, D4.
D4.
I felt like going, well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I mean, it's good to prepare because generally even if you don't get your prep in that game, in the future you have it in your mind.
But I think you should be really strict with yourself. You shouldn't be. There are people who spend 3-4 hours preparing, and I don't believe in that. I think that you should do 1.5 to 2 hours max, because otherwise you're just going to be tired for the game. And it's the game where you have to put in 100% energy and everything. You know, there's no point in turning up just completely wasted from your preparation.
Yeah, I guess.
And most of the time, it's like a lot of the time, if you're preparing too much, you can't even remember it. I'm sure that has that ever happened to you? You've prepared a whole load of things, and you've ticked it on your list. Yeah, you've done this, and then the opponent plays one of those items on that list, and you think, well, I don't remember what I have prepared.
I'm pretty good with my short-term memory. My long-term memory is pretty terrible. I lost a couple of brain cells last night as well. So didn't I, Paul? But yeah, I don't know. I depends how much you prepare at home. So for myself, I don't really look at any chess when I'm at home, because I'm always doing some chess work, which is different to preparing, really.
Yes.
It's different. So when I'm at the tournament, I try to do quite a lot of prep in the morning, because I have to try to get myself on at least an equal playing field with my opponents, because otherwise I'm just going to give myself a disadvantage, because so I do, I like to do 2 hours normally, something like that.
That's my max. That's my max. I won't do more than that.
Sometimes more even.
Really?
Sometimes less, it depends.
Different styles then,
depends, really.
I just...
I want to be confident before a game, so if there's a line that's bugging me, and I can't work out what I'm doing, I'll work on it as long as it takes to solve the problem. So if that takes me 3 hours, it takes you 3 hours. Sometimes it can be half an hour, so it really, I just want to be confident in something's, I can't solve a problem with the open, I will just keep working on it, basically.
Yeah, no. If there's a problem, I tend to not to. I don't know. Sometimes you also have to be a bit practical and say, what are the chances of them finding the move? Sometimes I've gambled a bit like that.
Yeah, you have to gamble a bit.
But yeah.
Well, here we had the Grunfeld. So D5 proving to be quite popular opening in this tournament. And now we had the line that David Navarra played earlier on, Queen B3, the so-called Russian variation, played between Karpov with the white pieces and Kasparov quite regularly. And this line also featured quite heavily in the World Championships between Magnus Carlsen and Sergei Karyakin. Was it Sergei Karyakin? It might have been, no, Viswan Anand.
Yeah.
Viswan Anand. And I think Viswan Anand had the white side and Carlsen was playing this in the black side, I think. I say that because the current position looks almost identical to a game they had. So that was quite a while back now. So after Castle's E4, we saw Michalewski play A6.
Yes.
Earlier on in the tournament, B5 against David Navarra.
Yeah, Navarra said that knight C6 was a mistake.
In certain position.
Yeah.
But instead, knight A6 is another way to play.
Preparing for C5.
When you try to do it this way, bishop E2, C5. Now, you generally don't want to take here unless you really are winning a pawn, and I think with Queen A5, you're not going to hang on to that pawn for too long. No,
and there's also Bishop E6 as well, so you're not going to.
So D5 makes sense. Keep your pawns fluid. And again, one of the renowned best authors around, Jonathan Rowson, one of his first books on the Grunfeld, he played it from the black side, but he dedicated a couple of chapters to this pawn in that book, and I think he called it Derek the D pawn, or Delroy the D pawn. That was it. And he just said how dangerous a black this pawn can be, because often it can just it can just win the game.
I think, I mean, someone once said to me, with the Grunfeld, you're strategically lost.
Right.
Like that was the thing. You're strategically, so you have to generate play. So you can't just sit there and go, make some happy moves like Bishop D7, Queen C7, Rook C8, because you are strategically lost. So that's why you have to.
Because of the pawns.
Because of the pawn on D5. I mean, if you look at it, unless White has the extra space, White has the stable, the nice pawn center with D5, has good pieces. you know, and black has to do something. Black has to go e6. Black has to generate some play with b5 if it's possible. You know, something.
Some piece play.
Something.
Yeah.
He can't just sit there and just rest on the laurels.
And that's why e6 played, and black, as Jovanka say, has to use his pieces, and he does. Rook e8.
Yeah.
He's got this kind of activity with the pieces, and there's a lot of potential for all the black pieces to sort of hop around. Rook d1.
Bishop d7.
Bishop d7 just developing. Bishop f1, taken out of the way. And now queen b6, again trying to create some confusion.
Yeah. That's one thing that's curious though, is the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see that Santos has used maybe 5 up to 10 minutes on his clock, and Vasily is down to 1 hour and 4 minutes. I find that a little bit curious.
Yeah, definitely, it is a bit curious. I mean, as white, I'd actually, you know, I'll be thinking.
I would also be thinking queen, and then goes bishop h. I love my bishop h6s.
Yeah, it's the same sort of attack.
Yeah.
The same pattern we showed in the Dutch.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking black's idea is probably to get rid of the
queen
queen
b4, yeah.
Queen b4, and that kind of stops a lot of it. And I don't think white really wants to swap queens at the moment, especially in this position, because both captures might cause some problems towards white, probably this one more so, but I don't think queen h4 is working because of queen b4, so maybe this is one of the main ideas of this queen b6 move, is to just have the possibility of exchanging off on b4. So we're waiting to see how white's going to deal with that. And what about a3? a3 stops both of these pieces coming here. And I might go for my queen h4 next move if I'm given a chance. I'm just saying, what are you going to do here? What are you going to do after a3? Let's take away that square on b4. Deal with your last move.
Deal with my last move. Okay. I hate the Grunfeld. I'm just going to put it out there. I hate the Grunfeld as white.
You hate it as white, or
I hate
you
it
hate
as
playing
black.
against it?
I hate. It's just like at one stage I got a bit enthusiastic and I thought, hey, I can get a position where I can play for 2 results, you know, a win or a draw.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I had some bad losses in it. My worst one was against Alina Lamy. That was just awful.
Right.
It was like such a topsy, and then after that I was like, I hate the Grunfeld. Hate it.
Yeah, you need to find a system you enjoy playing against it, don't you then?
Yeah, I have some ideas.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, no, I don't know. Queen h4 looks very dangerous to me, and
it does. I prefer to be white here personally. I think it seems a bit easier for white to play.
Yep.
And as you mentioned, Jovanka, I had the positional trumps with this pawn, so you know I can even play it a bit more slowly.
Like I know black tends to blockade it. Like normally they put a knight on d6, but
it's quite hard.
That's
isn't it?
not easy. And again, I have to deal with this queen h4 idea.
Yeah, I mean this is annoying. You know, it's quite scary just to do something like put the queen over and start some attack here. It would certainly scare me if I was playing with the black pieces. So okay, but I mean it is a normal position.
It is a normal position.
That
so
very often.
Shall we take a look at Wesley against Niels Grandalis? We left out Scheveningen and we were discussing, you know, whether white should be going g4, g5. Well, I think we'd castled, but
we had this position, didn't we, on the board?
And Wesley has just gone for it, right?
Yeah. So Wesley playing very aggressively today. He obviously figures that he needs to try to win if he wants to win this tournament, especially with white. So he's got to play aggressively. You can't play against these guys in a non-aggressive way. And after castles, he does.
I love it. This is what I want to see. G4.
Wow, he's actually played really aggressively. So he goes G4, and after knight to C6, which is a normal developing move, he keeps on going. G5. Okay, so the black knight comes back to D7, and here this is actually a plan we mentioned before, isn't it? We actually mentioned this idea. We were doing it with castles and bringing the rook around, the rook swing. But in this position, rook G1 kind of has the same brutal idea in some cases. I mean, there are other ideas involved in this, like F5, F6, F5, G6.
I'm thinking H4. H4, H5, G6, because unfortunately, if we can't do the rook lift because the bishop is in the way, right?
Yeah, I guess again, like before, I can just try to go here, bishop D3,
Yeah.
And then I want to aim for h7.
You want to h, yeah.
This is my sort of main idea. I suppose black defends with rook e8 and then knight on f8 can't be mates.
Can't get mates. Exactly.
Yeah, so
my defensive slogan.
Yes, indeed. So
it's actually not mine.
F8 can't be mates. And black has to be a bit careful. I mean,
definitely, yeah.
But it's a counter-attacking position. Can you go e5? I don't know. I'm trying to look at pawn breaks that black might be able to play to generate
d5 is
some
kind of e5.
I was thinking e5. I was thinking e5 maybe.
e5, yeah.
Just to try to open the position up and get some counterplay. But
you do give me knight f5 and knight d5.
I know, very scary.
Yeah, that's
very scary. Both of these knights look quite, they're jumping into some lovely holes, aren't they?
Exactly.
Lovely holes there on f5 and d5 as well. So
we can actually take a look at the heart rates. So we can see Niels has got a 91 and Wesley 89.
So far, Wesley was in the leaderboard, top of the leaderboard with his heart rate. He was 100. He was 150 on the, which is really high. 150 heart rate, isn't it? So yes, so that was very very high. Okay, yeah. So but here he's more of his resting heart rate anyway. So he's clearly not worried.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. But Wesley doesn't. When he gets worried, his heart rate just goes down. When he's winning, he has that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, so knight to f5,
Thanks.
and okay. So I don't like e5. Don't like e5 really. So in this particular position. But okay, it's going to be interesting. That one. Interesting. So okay, let's move on.
Yep.
To another game. No way. Absolutely no way is that happening. I'm going to go and get a flight home. Okay, so let's go to back to Antipov very quickly. Against I'm getting nervous already.
It's okay. It's okay.
Antipov versus Sarek here.
Yeah.
So, and did we have any real developments here?
No.
We had knight bd2, castles, a5. And this queen is sort of finding a funny little square down. Queen a4.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the queen is doing.
Right, really,
what is black doing?
With this coming in as well, I think so. Probably this kind of idea should be alright for black. Okay, not much development there, so we can move on to. I'll just have a little look, unless you. I'm just seeing if there's any action.
So let's get to Nigel against Aronin, because that was the A3 Sicilian.
Yeah. Okay, so Nigel had this position after knight bd7 on the board, a couple more moves. How did he deal with knight d3? Black. So black actually just castled. Yeah. And after castling, f4 was the move we assumed would happen.
Yes,
and it did come.
And it did come.
So if you take it, there's this real problem with the knight coming into these two squares. So queen c7, just trying to hold up that point, looks more natural. And then white also has this f5 move now to try to come into the d5 square. So king to h1, normal move, avoiding any checks on the diagonal. And now queen to c4, hitting the pawn on e4. Yeah. So black getting some counterplay, and now queen e1.
Queen e1, yeah.
And here, white going for queen to g3 and push like this to f5.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Nigel really going for it.
You can see them on the camera there. I don't think we have the heart rates.
That was a pity, because I would have loved to see Nigel's heart rates.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Because he's quite an expressive player. When you play him, you actually realise that he mutters a lot.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, make some nothing distractive, but it's just his thought process. And he was, it looked like just from his mutterings when I played him that he was perhaps thinking that he had a bad position. But I was like, Nigel, you're completely winning. Yeah. It's a bad game for me. You've tricked me out of the opening. Because I find that Nigel, he's basically a trickster.
Yes.
You know, he finds the
He's got
trickiest.
a lot of knowledge, hasn't he, old knight?
Yeah, definitely,
you know,
definitely,
very
of course.
and
he uses that knowledge to find the trickiest
variations.
And also he has a psychological. He's very good in psychology.
Yeah.
He will look. Rather than looking at your openings, he will look at where you're weakest at, like psychologically. So if you don't have a system against d4, he's very astute at picking that up, and then he's say, okay, fine. Yeah. And he's very heavily dependent on that.
Yeah. He likes attacking, doesn't he? He likes it when he has the initiative, and he's always been a bit of a hacker, Nigel. And this kind of position with the queen coming over is actually looking to be quite dangerous for black. So an interesting position. This is sort of heating up nicely actually now. So I'm looking forward to this one. And seeing how this one develops. So okay, and let's see if there's any other games. I'm just trying to see if you've got any real craziness going on. We've looked at most of these current ones and not much development. So we can move on maybe to, let's have a look at Gwaine Jones. Gwaine Jones's game. So we have Gwaine Jones against
Humpy Canary.
And Gwaine needs to start getting rolling with some wins.
Yeah, he has rolling. Yeah.
So we had the Nimzo. From Gwaine. Gwaine plays a lot of openings, doesn't he? He's very well prepared now.
Very well prepared, you know. But this would have been a bit of a surprise because he's mainly e4 and c4. But you know, okay. Yeah, you know, he's an incredible hard worker. I think he works 8 hours a day.
Wow, that's a lot, So,
and I think it's a good 8 hours a day. Because you can sometimes say, you worked 8 hours a day, but then you kind of spent maybe 40 minutes working and then 7 hours and 15 minutes looking out the window.
It's a castles and quite a positional game. Quite sort of slow. Gwaine's playing this at the moment. And we're just going to go through the moves, see the current position as we are. And this is the current position.
Current position, yeah.
So
what do we think?
A little bit dangerous for black. I mean, the immediate threat is e4.
E4, yeah.
Winning a piece.
Okay, but I can sidestep that by queen c7.
Something like queen c7. So
queen a or queen a5.
Or queen a5, yeah. Okay, so queen a5 is made better because you create this threat.
Yeah.
Now, when this pawn can become quite dangerous. But if I go here now, you can probably.
Can I go queen takes c3?
Queen takes c3, yeah. Because if you go knight takes, it's a nasty pin.
Yeah, but I can get out of that one actually.
You can get out of that one as well with a check.
Yeah. But okay, somehow I don't believe that.
So queen takes is I think all right, isn't it? So so maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's just say I defend that one and then go e4 or something like that.
Yeah.
I just think of the best way to defend this one. I mean, I don't really want to put my bishop on b2 because it's an ugly square. So
that's never going to get out, is it?
Then on d2, it's not very nice either. But I suppose if I'm getting e4 in, it's not the end of the world. And I do have this knight e5 move when I'm hitting the pawn on c4 as well. So potentially. So. So I kind of like Gwaine's position. I just feel like he's got a bit more aggressive, moves coming in. But
I think it's a little bit more comfortable. But just because of this bishop on this black bishop on c8, you know, you often have it when white's bishop is on g2. The best, it's one of the best diagonals there is for the bishop. This bishop on c8 gets stuck. Yeah. And I don't see it getting out. Like you say, you know, if I go bishop d7, then there's knight e5.
Yeah, so it's a problem piece. Isn't
although there is bishop a4,
bishop a4,
but there is bishop a4 here. But you know,
we can go like maybe a4 first just to cover the
square. Okay, so a4 first,
and then play like this.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Bishop quite a solid position, isn't it?
Perhaps I wouldn't even bother defending the d2 pawn. And think, can I? Because what my ideal scenario is if actually you win the c3 pawn, and I win the c4 pawn. Yeah. That's my ideal scenario. Yes. Can I organise that in a good way? Probably not, but
no. We'll come back. No real. I mean, I think we're going to take a break soon. The game I'm sort of mostly interested in myself is this Wesley So game. Just
definitely,
that looks like it's building up to be a very interesting attacking encounter. So we'll come back and we'll have some developments very soon. First of all, we'll take our first short break of the day.
Welcome to Gibraltar. We are at the Caleta Hotel, home to the Gibraltar International Chess Festival.
With some of the best grandmasters.
They are brutal over the board. And the fun doesn't stop. Join us as we celebrate chess. Follow the action on our YouTube channel, Twitter and Instagram. See you there.
Welcome back to the 6th round of the Gibraltar Chess Festival. So, an exciting start actually from a lot of our chess players, and in particular Wesley So against Niels Grandelius. I'm loving that aggressive attitude from Wesley.
Yeah.
And also from Nigel Short, you know, he's really gone for it. He could have just kind of said, you know, I'm happy with the draw, play it solid, play something with a slight advantage, and instead he's chosen some tricky line. And shall we have a look at another game? Let's have a look at Hikaru against Ituria Zaga.
Okay, yeah, so we can go there, and then we'll go back to Wesley So after that to
just have to look at those pawns.
Hikaru just faced Queen to C8 in his game, and here he had the opportunity to either go into a very tactical battle with the move D5, but that involves sacrificing a pawn, or playing in a more slow manner. And he played Knight C3. And the kind of rule is, as soon as Knight C3 is played, now that the bishop is guarded, that's the tactical point, Knight E4 is Black's way out of, way to try and get equality, make some exchanges in the middle of the board. Because when you're a bit more cramped, making exchanges is a good policy to go for. It frees up your position. Bishop F4, a simple move. This does allow the doubling of the pawns, and sometimes this can be a strength. Sometimes you strengthen your centre by doing this this capture on C3.
But it can be a strategical weakness. You know, I'm thinking in the long term. There's a lot of dynamic possibilities. Like White has the centre now, with E2, E4. But the C4 pawn can be a little bit vulnerable. You know, if Black goes C7, C5, and then starts playing to win that pawn on C4.
Yeah. A lot of time this knight can come out to A5.
Exactly.
And things like this, like in a Nimzo.
Like a Nimzo, yeah.
Yeah. So E4 is now a move that certainly Black wants to avoid, because White builds up a very big centre of that. So Bishop E4, and this again, I remember I saw Jonathan Spielman play in a similar manner with Black, and this is quite an important move in these lines, because it sort of just stops this move E4, and you play it before White can play D5. So, for example, demonstrate that if White, let's say Black plays a move and White plays D5, you can see the bishop can become very bad on that square as well, where it's locked in. So that's why Bishop E4 is a good positional idea.
Yeah.
And now again, a very standard response. You can move the knight, but as we mentioned before, the bishop on G2 is better than the bishop on E4. So this exchange will normally help Black and make White's king a bit weaker. Yeah. So White aims to kick this bishop away, but keeping the bishops on the board. So bishop F1 first, and you see Knight D2 is now coming, and we try to do this slowly. Bishop D6, intriguing move.
That's very intriguing.
Very strange, yeah. So bishop
to take or not to take? That is the question.
Well, assuming if we do take,
and then Knight D. Then I want Knight D2.
Okay. Yeah, this must be quite a playable way to go about doing things. And now, obviously, Black's got to decide: do you keep the bishop on this diagonal, or do you keep it on this diagonal? Yeah. This is a very simple way for White to play. I like it actually. If I go this way, there might be it might be an issue with that diagonal. You can go Knight C6 still, so it's not the end of the world, is it really?
No, it's not. It's not the end of the world. No.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether I should be going. Yeah. Just E4 and just E4 and just
play like this.
Just take the space.
I like White's position. I like having a big centre like this, which is mobile, and I can start maybe pushing H4, H5 to try and damage that bishop. Or F4, F5, one of these ones. So when you have a big centre, it's much easier to organise an attack against your opponent's king. I see again a common mistake that a lot of people do is a lot of players try to generate an attack from a position of weakness. So if you haven't got really many good traits in the structure or the position, an attack is just not going to work. So you should only try to do that when you've got some good positives going on. So I like Hikaru's position, but it's still early days.
It's very early days, yes. So shall we head back to
Yeah.
Well, the game where there's the fire on the board. Wesley So against Niels Grandelius.
Looks like the most interesting game of the round so far. So we had this Wesley So playing super aggressively, moving his G pawn up the board, and I think Black is going to hope to get some counter blow at the right time. And Knight D7, Rook G1, Rook E8. Okay, so this does allow a defensive move at some point, and also if things open up, the Rook will be well situated. H4. He's playing the old Jovanka run up the board.
It's called a pawn storm. The old pawn storm.
An old pawn storm.
H4 and H5.
Black tries to make an exchange to ease the pressure.
Yeah.
B5, trying to create some counterplay. A3, and now Rook B8, sort of getting ready to sort of try to do B4. I always rather be White in this position. I like the one who has the first attack, and I think White is going to be the side who has the attack here in this position. So.
Well, I just love these positions because they're incredibly complicated, and they're so double-edged. It's because White has really gone for the kill from the word go, and that's a high-risk strategy because Black really hasn't done anything strategically wrong. Yeah. And if it fails, I think it's going to fail badly for Wesley. So I'm very excited about this. I don't know quite.
Here we go.
So here goes.
He just keeps on coming. He's just literally. He doesn't care. He's just pushing.
He don't care.
He doesn't care.
Honey Badger, huh? Yeah. Have you seen that sketch? Well, it's not even a sketch.
Honey
it's
Badger?
like Honey Badger. So. Honey Badger is like one of the most vicious animals on this planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It got poisoned by a rattlesnake, I think, or a viper or something like that. It got bitten it, and you think, oh, well, that's the end. The honey badger is gonna just lay down, has a little nap. It eats the snake. It has a little nap. Yep. And then it just like wakes up and off it goes.
Vicious.
This is incredibly vicious. This is and it ends up with honey badger, and the kind of thing is honey badger don't care.
Yeah. And also the heart rate here. You can sort of see, he's very calm. Niels, that heart rate is one of the lowest ones we've seen.
64.
60, low 60s.
Very low.
Is maybe an indication that he's a healthy chap.
He is a very healthy chap. Yeah. Actually, I know this from a few years back. I'm not sure whether he still does it, but he made it a kind of a point that he would walk for 1 hour before a chess game every day. And he did. I saw them in Iceland, in Reykjavik, and bearing in mind it's very cold.
Yeah.
But 1 hour every day.
No matter what. So.
No matter what. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's. And his brother's one of the best climbers in Sweden as well, which is quite interesting.
Yes.
So as we mentioned, so obviously some fitness in the family there as well, which helps in these long tournaments massively. You get tired. It's a very tiring affair. Yeah. In these tournaments. So, but I think he's going to have to do something soon. Well,
the question is.
Well, Ali in the chat is saying E5, and it might be a better time to play it now because there's no Knight F5. Knight F5 was worried about. So this is what he's probably thinking about. Can he start opening the middle of the board up?
Okay, so I'm not going to take. So I would just drop my queen back to D2.
Queen D2, yeah. And here, the normal sort of way for Black to continue would be to take here before this move can come. Yeah. And then I've got this square for my knight, so I put the knight, plonk it into that square, which is a nice solid square, defensive attacking square on E5. But White has a square as well.
I'm going in.
I mean, you can do this. So, and there might even be threats of Knight F6 coming. So it looks a bit scarier for Niels, but he's got to really get through this with precision. So he's got to be very careful how he proceeds in this game, I feel. So,
yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to this a bit later on, after we have some more developments, but this is really heating up well. And a quick look at our top board, Artemev versus MVL. Here the Tori, MVL are taking on D4, and he just develops simple play from Black. B5, Knight A5, Rook E1, yeah. So
Queen D7.
Away. Now the bishop has a nice square on F1. A6, interesting. So trying to get some play over on that area of the board. exchange there, knight b3, and this improves white's pawn structure, I'd say. I mean, this is quite a nice structure, and this pawn on a6 is now particularly
I'm liking.
Yeah,
I'm really liking white's position. Whether it's enough for an edge, I'm not sure, but it's enough to be a little bit more comfortable, I think.
So, yeah. I mean, a5 does at least restrain those pawns and stop that a pawn from being captured.
Yeah,
but
knight d2 is something.
Yeah, I like the pawn structure.
Yeah, I like the pawn structure. Whether this,
much or anything, then we're still going to have to wait and see. But this is kind of a nice move, isn't it? Trying to come over here and again just try to attack this rather straggling pawn on a5. So, yeah, okay.
And there we can actually see the governor of Gibraltar. I think we can see the next.
Okay.
The governor of Gibraltar, Lieutenant General Ed Davies, watching the games.
Good. Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
So he'll be coming and joining us.
There we can see it. There we can see him. And oops. Yeah. He's getting some instruction from Laurent Frey, our chief arbiter, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah. And we will hopefully have an interview with him quite shortly. So we'll probably be setting that one up. You know, in 5 minutes or so. We'd like to have his thoughts and views of the
Gibraltar Chess Festival.
So
yeah.
Good. So, okay, and now Nigel. Let's see how things have gone in that game. We had Queen E1 played, Knight C5. More pieces exchanged off the list like you are to face a horrible attack. And
get killed by a horrible attack, yeah.
Get killed by a horrible attack, yeah. So, an exchange on c5, bishop d2, and now because there's no knight that's going to take on f4, black figures it's safe enough to take that one off the board. So he does take on f4 now. Right. And I think this is now not so dangerous for black because white doesn't have many pieces to attack with here.
No, in fact, could the tide have turned?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is a lovely square for
the queen on e5. Yeah, the e5 square is going to be gorgeous.
Queen, knight, or bishop on that square.
Exactly. So, yeah, and
knight or pawn, rook takes f4. Yeah, in this position. So let's say we try to take control of that square and play something along the lines of knight d7 here.
And
just try to get it.
Just get it.
Yeah. Get it into the square.
What to do?
Yeah. Knight d7. I quite like black now. I think I don't think
something has gone wrong. I really don't like black's position. White's position because if you do moves like rook g4, you know, yes, you have a nice little shot at bishop takes h6, but you know the pieces aren't really coordinated.
Yeah, that's right.
And
So, so I mean, you probably, if you're Nigel here, have to try something like Queen G3, but you know, this is only one threat, and it's quite an easy one to stop. You can move the king. You can do a couple other things here.
Just move the. Maybe you can go rook. I'm wondering. Yeah, I think Queen G3 is a good move.
It's probably the only way you can try. Only way you can try, and play like this. So, but again, this is a very big square for the knight. When it comes to that square, so you know, knight coming into e5 in this position. So I think Lev will be happy. He's got a position he can play for a win with black already. So you know, something like takes. You either move the king, maybe you put something on g5 as well. That's the. I have to worry about d6, though, don't I? Yeah, you do have to worry about d6. So just move the king. Just move the king somewhere. Move the king. And you know, maybe h7. No. I want to put it at h7. Okay. h7. And now maybe rook d1. Oh, you're really piling on the pressure there. Try to go for that one. Yeah, well, yes. Well, you have to, because like the scales are not in your favour, so you do need to generate play. Yeah. What to do? Rook f1, 8. Sorry, rook f8. It's just a cheap shot. Yeah. It's just a cheap shot. Yeah. I think you can just go h3. Probably h3. No, but you. I mean, it's not. You still can't. No, you still can't take my d6 pawn. No. this is not so bad for.
No, this is not so bad. This is not all doom and gloom. There's
no.
definitely something. But I mean, I can go here in this position. I can go knight b6.
Let's see what happens if I take this
Bishop
one.
takes.
So there's a nasty little trick here, maybe.
Yep.
So I have to take with the queen.
Yeah.
Because if I take with the rook here, there's a nasty check on g1. Big check.
Yep.
So you have to take the queen, but then I feel that something similar is going to happen here.
Definitely.
So we're going to check
Rook
here.
to f.
And this is a common trick to try to take the rook away from the defence. And after king here, again, this is looking very. You don't want to.
This is ropey.
You can't do this.
Well, you might be able to get away with it, but you know, it's not good. Okay.
Yeah. So there we go. And okay, so I don't know, but I think Lev will be more happy though in the position at the moment. After rook takes f4, I mean, you know, knight d7 was just one possibility here. You might actually just want to keep that knight there to deter a queen h5.
Yeah.
So, oh, very interesting move. So he's gone for g5 now.
Whoa.
This is a very bold choice by Lev. He's kicking that rook away.
I would have. This is such a shame. I would have loved to have a heart monitor on Nigel at that minute, because that's completely.
Yes.
You can see by Nigel's body language that he did not expect that at all. Well, no one expected that one.
No, that's right. So g5 comes, and well, okay. I mean, you can go queen g3, but then knight h5, so move the rook somewhere. Now, where do you move the rook? Because if you move it to this square, I think the point of Lev's play is going to come to the more aggressive square. And knight g4,
knight g4, yeah, sorry.
Is setting up some horrible tricks now. I mean, with this.
Just look at that.
It's actually really, really bad all of a sudden for Nigel here. So I think you have to go to f1 with the rook in this situation. And after you move the rook to the square.
But now the queen will come to. I mean, I can still go knight g4. I can still go knight g4.
So same idea, really.
Same idea. Yes.
With actually this check. This check is pretty
it's just horrible.
I mean. I mean. We're talking about the smothered mate, but we have to show it.
Yeah.
If we can,
it doesn't quite work.
Unless I move the queen over there or something. It's the only way I can get it to work. But
okay, the natural one would be queen g3. But here the knight is just going to come and collect a few pieces,
yes.
right?
Yeah. I mean, this is just.
Maybe queen g3 is inaccurate because of.
I think you have to probably try this, but this is horrible defense. You know, so the king can come to h2.
Yeah, but then you can just go. Do I have anything after knight f2?
I was thinking I can go check here, and I want to get my bishop on the dark square, so can I do this just in time? That's a lovely square for the bishop. I don't think you can take, or maybe you can take here, I'm not sure. I was just trying to analyse this one. Check, king g1.
Bishop to d4.
Or even rook takes rook.
Oh yeah, rook takes rook.
Yeah, but rook takes rook and then
no, but there's a bishop e3. After rook takes rook.
Yeah. Well, Nigel's put the rook on another square instead. So he's put the rook on f3. So he's trying to keep it a bit
trying to keep it a bit more solid.
And yeah.
Very good.
Maybe again I do the same thing. I just go knight g4. I mean, I think Lev's at least equal.
How do I?
He doesn't look comfortable, does he? Nigel?
No, he doesn't look. No, this one came like a bolt from the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
He's been thunderstruck.
He has. Doesn't look entirely comfortable in this situation. So we have a tweet now, which we're going to show. So here we go from Anit. Hello, Anit.
Hello, Anit. Very good friend of ours. One of the reasons I want to be in Gibraltar next year. And look at that view. It's a lot of snow.
It is, yeah.
There's a lot of snow. Yes, we don't.
Yes. I'm just trying to work out where he is.
He's in Switzerland.
Oh, Switzerland,
right.
Okay, okay.
Yes. And, fortunately, you can still have a lot of fun with us.
Yeah, cool. That does look pretty grim there, doesn't it? You know?
It does. It does. It's very grey.
Yeah, definitely.
And on the right-hand side, you can see how it currently is outside our window.
That's a lot better. Is that actually the current one, or is that stock footage? I imagine that's stock footage, isn't it?
I don't know.
But it's, yeah.
I was just
it's lovely,
I was just joking.
It's absolutely
yeah.
gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
And you can see the hotel where the chess has been played there was that end building overlooking the sea, quite near Morocco even over here. So it's a beautiful venue for a chess tournament.
It's absolutely stunning, yes.
There's lots of places to eat and drink around here.
No, I mean, this tournament has everything, has a great social program, has fantastic prizes, it's even got the best of it. It's got best weather ever.
Yes.
Yesterday, I mean, just lounging in the sun like a lizard.
It's lovely, yeah, absolutely lovely. So yeah, Anit, you got your tweet up. Woohoo! Nice one, Anit. So that's what you can do. If you tweet us, we might be able to show your tweets live on the show.
Yeah.
So do get them across to us, and you get your name in the lights. Okay, so go back to the games, and I'm trying to see if we have any more exciting attacking chess. Maybe we can bring up another game, or if there's any in the
Shall we look at against Adiban, against Lance Henderson? That looked like
that was quite weird.
That was quite a weird.
Yeah, because we had Black played this knight b4, but it's a very easy threat to dodge. It kind of looks superficial, and might not be, but after castling, he goes to c2 anyway. And this may be actually just a very clever idea, because you want to go e4, but you want to control the d4 square. So you do want to have that one covered with the knight, and rook b1 force. So e4. So this is the plan I missed originally. I didn't see this one because this was a very good square for knight.
That was a fantastic,
Knight h4.
Keeping the pressure up. Knight e7, I think, is
as you predicted, and again, bishop g5, keeping the pressure up. Again, f5 being a main target here. Rook f8. So Black is actually, he's a bit passive.
He's on the back foot just a little bit in the terms of that. He's been finding
bishop h3, isn't it?
He's been finding he has to find the only moves to keep that pawn.
Yeah. So this bishop h3 was very clever, a bit sort of a new idea. Rook b d1, and now decide this knight is not going to d4 anymore, and after a3 it may well be trapped, so he moves it back to
knight
b4.
Has to go back, yes.
And
I'm
starting to actually really like White's position here. I think Black hasn't been able to stabilise the centre of the board at all, and that's a big problem. And Black's pieces look very ugly. I mean, now that I've fully developed as White, I might consider trying to open up more.
That is very thematic, very principled. Look at the bishop on c8 and d8.
Yeah. These guys are very badly developed, so I open the lines up. I take here, and I've got
then
another.
Rook goes to e1. Oh gosh, goodness!
This would be disastrous.
How does Black even dream of untangling?
I don't know. This is horrible.
It's not good.
Horrible position, this one, if it occurs. So, so I like Adiban's position. I think he's actually played it very crafty.
He's tricked his opponent.
Maybe the key move, and a move he might have prepared in the opening, is in this position. He plays a very strange-looking move. Most people put the bishop on g2, but he put the bishop on h3 here, and this must be sort of a new idea. When White gets his pressure against f5, which gains him a nice little tempo a lot of the time. So it's a nice way to go. And I know there's a lot of Hikaru fans, but I don't think we have any more moves really in that game, so we won't have too much of a look at Hikaru's game. It's not really developing too much.
Okay, so can we go back? Let's check out Romain Edouard against Michael Adams, because that was quite theoretical position. I predicted that the game would probably...
Which one, sorry?
Romain Edouard against Michael Adams. So stop.
Yes.
I thought this was just a race to get to move 30. Draw could be, yes.
So let's have a look. And bishop a6 was the last move.
I think I'll probably have to eat my words, but
Might go on a bit.
Do you think so? It might be, yeah.
No.
There's nothing worse than when you think that you're destined for a short victory, and then you end up, you make a mess out of it, and then you end up being the last person to finish. Yeah. And in your mind, you've mentally had, you know, your dinner, you had everything, and you're sat there thinking, I should have finished this a long time ago.
Ready for it. The next move is something a bit different I haven't seen here. I mean, white doesn't normally take, I haven't seen white ever take on b6 in this kind of position, because that pawn is normally a very good cramping pawn. So this is maybe a new idea by Edouard. And after takes, Mickey is now considering
this is
what to play.
Knight takes b6, because knight takes b6, knight c4 looks quite natural. Bishop on b4.
Bishop takes b4 could, you know,
could run. I don't think I would do. I would definitely go knight takes b6.
Well, unless you've got c5. That's the one question. If you can't play c5, then you're clearly in trouble.
Oh, but wait 1 second. I can do something a bit sneaky. So instead of rook b3, I can actually use my f rook and attack your bishop.
Okay. Well-known solid systems, and it's really hard to get an edge against him. And I always used to play bishop f4 against him, but I didn't. I decided to put it on g5 in that game because I couldn't really find a way to get an edge in the line he plays here theoretically. So, for example, castles, e4.